Now, clear communication strategies play a key role in ensuring target audiences are reached and returns on investment are realized. This is one of the messages brought to the fore at the Social Media Week in Nairobi over the past 5 days. KTN's Joy Doreen Bira earlier spoke to Zubair Taimol, who is the Director for East Africa, Middle East and Europe at Meltwater multinational company. It specializes in communications monitoring. Take a listen.
We are coming to you from the Kenyatta International Convention Center, and we're trying to see how we can harness the opportunities that come alongside social media tools and platforms. And joining me now to talk about communications and social media and how the two of them blend in with the way we want to deliver our products is Zubair Taimol, who is a director of India, Middle East and Africa, that is at Meltwater. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, an absolute pleasure to be here in Nairobi.
All right, the Social Media Week is on. Should we say that's the only reason you're in Kenya?
No, absolutely not. Can you see the fantastic weather, the people? And I think the Social Media Summit happens to be a nice benefit.
So social media seems to be driving the way we communicate, not just in Kenya, but around the world. What's it for you? What role do you think you are going to play in Social Media Week this time around?
For sure, yeah. So our aim is to ensure that we enable people and customers and clients to effectively benchmark and engage in terms of the social audience. So what that means is educating in relation to online and helping customers and businesses understand their relevance in terms of online significance.
So your presence in Kenya has not yet been felt. You haven't set shop yet. Are you still trying to study the market to see what exactly you're going to be giving to us in the Kenyan market?
Yeah, so absolutely. So far, we've been very lucky to be working with a number of blue chip Kenyan clients based out of our African HQ in Cape Town. It's our hope and our intention to create a presence here in Kenya moving forward based on the local talent in terms of education, but also the market and its receptiveness towards online and digital.
But what role do you think social media plays in helping companies or businesses, corporates as well, to realize their communication strategies?
Absolutely. So I think for the first time since the advent of social media, we now have access to content. Now that content can really vary in terms of its format, and it both being online and offline as well. So what we enable our clients and our decision makers do is to make an educated decision based on data and insights. And based on that insight, you can choose to vary your marketing strategy, your business strategy. It really is an all-offering product suite.
So you do a lot of media monitoring, communications as well. Where do you think the gaps are in most African countries?
Okay, so I think there's two different elements towards this. So I think the first one is recruitment and education of internal talent that are using these products and these services. And I think the second gap is in terms of how quickly we respond towards engagement. So ensuring that brands are responsive towards their everyday market-changing needs.
And where are the opportunities when it comes to use of social media platforms and tying that to communications as well?
Absolutely. So I think moving forward in the future, every chief marketing officer, we see them as being sitting on that C-level executive boardroom table. So what that means is using products like Meltwater and other providers gives you access towards information. And based on that information, you can then create a strategy that can further benefit your organization.
Are we any different in Kenya, in Africa, from the rest of the world in terms of communications?
I would say that Kenya as a whole, as a market, is actually very much at the forefront. Many people often mention Kenya as the internet capital of Africa. I must say that I've felt that presence already. I think one of the things that's really interesting about Kenyan markets is just how proactive and assertive companies are. And I think if you can leverage that with social media, you really have a good combination between customers, clients, and big businesses.
And going forward, how do you think businesses as well, not just businesses, but as well as the political space, the sports space, need to leverage on social media platforms for communications?
Absolutely. So I think one of the things that's really important for any brand, any organization, be it government, sporting, or big corporates out there, is an opportunity to actively listen into conversations that are happening so that you can gauge what the online sentiment is like, and based on that reading and that sentiment, make educated decisions. And that really varies. I mean, there's various sporting organizations out there that have used online polls to gauge, I don't know, the design of a new sportswear brand, right, or a new sportswear top, all the way down to governments such as the UAE, which is where I'm based in Dubai, that's using it to track citizen happiness. So I think it really does vary based on the need and the scope of the market.
Well, thank you so much. We do appreciate the time taken to talk to us. Zubair Timol is a Director, India, Middle East and Africa at Meltwater, talking to us on how to leverage on social media platforms and communications to drive the message home in whatever business you're doing.